It's the Funky Finds here, and I'm so excited to be bringing you another video. It was my first real studio shoot. Mind you, I have studio lights, I have like a little background setup that I've used before for photo shoots, but this was like another level of like professional lighting and my new big boy camera or big girl camera that I recently bought. So that was the first thing that kind of had me a little bit like uncomfortable, which actually turned out in the end really good, and I'm really happy I did it. I did do the shoot at Intro 4K Studios in Miami. They're linked in the photos that are on my Instagram, so if you guys are interested in a studio space in Miami. So for makeup, I basically, while I was getting my camera settings set up and the lighting set up and the background set up and all these things, kind of more technical, before a lot of the people that usually like help me and guide me and stuff like that in the studio, they were going out to a video shoot, so they were trying to help me before they left. And there was one dude, his name's Chinaman, super dope. He helped me so much. While all that was happening, Maya and Jen were doing their own makeup, which was super freaking helpful. So I just told Maya to just do some eyeliner. I bought some colored eyeliner from Ulta, not that expensive, but definitely does the trick. We were on a limited time. We showed up at 8 and then we needed to be done by like 9:30 or something. We ended up staying till 10 and then cleaning up by like 10:15 or something like that. But that was kind of like the discussed time limit. And I was nervous because I really put a lot of work into this shoot. I had to align schedules between the three of them. It was really supposed to be 5 other people with another model and another behind the scenes person, but they couldn't make it. So coordinating all of that, and then also spending hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I cannot stress enough how many hours I spent on the outfits. So the outfits basically were wetsuits that I found at a thrift store a very long time ago, probably like a year, maybe even 2 years ago. And I just had them sitting, and a lot of things that I get for photo shoots that are extra or I only use once, I just leave them in this room that I'm shooting in right now. Is kind of like a spare room in my dad's house, and no one's using it, so I kind of use it as like my like studio space. So I just kind of keep it in that closet and leave it there. Sometimes, like my last shoot, that flower crown, it was there and I used it. So for poses, you guys, I don't know if you know this, if you've seen my Instagram. If you want to go follow my Instagram, it's right here. It's at the Funky Find. With poses, I really wanted to go a little bit more outside the box, even for myself. Normally posing and having interesting poses is so important to me. It's probably for me, it's usually lighting, concept, poses. Those are the 3 most important things to my photo shoots, just because I feel like that's what really makes a picture great in a broad aspect, because there's so many other things that make a picture great, but those things are the most important to me that I use to try to make my pictures great. Basically what I did is I went through Pinterest and I kind of put together like a pose list, and I kind of refer to that pose list a lot when I'm on photo shoots and I start to get like kind of brain dead or I run out of ideas and things like that, because the models I shoot with, they're my friends. They're not really models. They don't really, sometimes they have great ideas and they, you know, oh, look, let's try this, let's do that, but it's definitely challenging to continue to think outside the box and like push yourself with only my mind there, you know what I mean? So the shot list helps so much. I knew that there was very limited time. So with there being limited time, I wanted to come up with the poses as fast as possible. I didn't want to necessarily be like, okay, we're doing this pose and this pose and this pose, because sometimes like I started off with one pose and I'm like, I don't even like that. So then it kind of molds into the next pose, into the next, into the next, and then you have a whole flow going. Once the flow stops, you look at the pose list again, and then you start another flow. So that's kind of how I do things most of the time, sometimes not, but for this shoot, I definitely relied on that pose list just for time's sake. Talking to other people about photography and art and things like that, it can be kind of, especially with other photographers, I'm not gonna say other people, but other photographers, it can be very like misleading of like, oh, you need a very expensive camera, you need all the expensive lenses. I was talking to my friend's boyfriend that he's also a photographer, and I was like, bro, like photographers are so rigid sometimes, and all they care about is like the nice cameras and da-da. I think I talked about this in my last video, but I will continue to talk about it because photography does not have to be like that. Like it can be like that, and you can have the most expensive lighting and the most expensive camera and the most expensive lens, like sure, go for it, but that's not what it's about for me. For me, it's like taking something that doesn't exist visually, like when you get up in the morning and go to work and walk down the street, does not exist, but you're actually creating it behind the lens. So I think that's super dope, and it kind of meshes all kinds of things together. My fucking love for fashion and just really dope pictures and dope looking people. I love the fact that I can put a lot of people that look like me, whether it be that they're mixed or they're thicker or they're tall or they're different looking or whatever. I can put that in front of the camera and make it look beautiful, and that's so important to me because everyone is beautiful in their own way. Really satisfied with this shoot and with everything that happened in the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm really absolutely ecstatic about the pictures and everything. And if you are cool with me and you fuck with me, go ahead and subscribe down below and give a comment, throw up a like, follow me on the gram, whatever you feel like you want to do. If you cool, I will see you guys soon, probably back at you with another photography video, so stay tuned for that, and